same old story since day one. Pride, disobedience, piles of offenses against him who has given them everything. First Adam, then Cain. I still wonder why he just didn't finish it off at the Great Flood. I know he can't make a mistake, but still.
Beatrice, if it was up to you, mankind would have never been created to begin with. Fortunately, God doesn't think the same way we do.
Well, they do seem to be an inferior lot, but that's not my point. He works a miracle for them, and 5 minutes later they forget it. Even his chosen ones. Things sure are a mess down there, Celeste.
And don't you think he knows it? Furthermore, he's known this is the beginning, but that doesn't change anything with him. He has made the promise, and one of these days he'll keep it. I somehow think that the reason why he waited this long is to let them realize how much they need him.
Well, it's taking them long enough to figure out the obvious. He's been 4,000 years. He sure is patient, that's all I can say.
Well, hopefully they will understand soon. And then things will start to happen. Hey, what's going on over there? Let's go.
Thanks, friend. Even the food in this rat hole chokes one.
What would you? All the inns are full. We should count ourselves lucky. We are not sleeping by some roadside, a prey to robbers.
Are we not being robbed here? Look at the sum we are charged for the privilege of having a roof over us. And a leaky one at that.
Prices always fluctuate according to the demand.
Nor would I mind paying if I received value for my money. But what do I get in return? A bump on the head for neglecting to stoop when I enter my room. The doorway is so low, one is in danger of knocking his brains out if he's not careful.
Still, it could be worse.
Aye, one might be dead. A fine business, this. Why couldn't the tax collector come round to us as he used to?
Probably because so many people found it convenient not to be at home when he called.
Are you suggesting that I deliberately went away to avoid paying my taxes?
I said nothing about you, friend.
My people are nomads. We go where we must find pasturage for our flocks. We are forced to depart at the time the tax collector is due. It's a coincidence. That is all. Merely a coincidence.
Perhaps Caesar thought there have been too many coincidences.
But this is tyranny. Making a man drop everything, no matter what he is doing, and going to the city to be taxed.
But if one keeps his eyes open, there's always a chance to pick up a few shekels in the marketplace.
I would I might hand a bill to Caesar for the money this little whim of his is costing me.
Have you any complaint to make against Caesar's laws?
Not I. Caesar is Caesar. What he wills be done.
Yet you made a complaint.
I, against having to stay in this filthy hole. The rooms are as small as cells in a beehive. I must pull my arms to my chest and pull my knees to my chin, or else I cannot lie down.
Tell your troubles to the landlord, but in the future, Be careful how you use his name. Remember, he has long ears.
So has a donkey.
What's that? What was that you said?
Did I speak? Did you hear me speak?
Not I wasn't listening.
Then seize the muttering in your beard.
Has an age gone forth that a man cannot do with his possessions what he will? This beard is mine.
One Poland will be mine.
Masters, masters, I implore you. This is a respectable inn. If there is fighting here, I should be hailed before the magistrate.
Have you seen to my horses?
They have been watered, master, and rubbed down with my own hands.
And what of the food I ordered to be served?
There is a bird roasting over the fire, as delicate as any morsel you've ever put in your mouth.
And about as tasty as boot leather.
I serve the best only to those who have the discrimination to appreciate it.
By heaven, I'll have your ears for that.
Let be. You will need his ears to hear my orders. Bring the food to my room, and send someone to fetch me a scribe.
I am a scribe, sir. If you will permit me to place my unworthy self at your disposal.
Good. Come with me. I would dictate a report. While I'll eat.
Yes, master, at once. What a night. What a night.
What's this?
Pardon, master, 1,000 pardons.
A strange way to greet your guests, I must say.
An accident, purely an accident. Yes, sir, right this way.
What time at night?
Yes, sir. Will you sup, sir? A bite of bread perhaps, and some cheese?
Show us our rooms.
At once, sir, but I can send up some figs and a pitcher of goat's milk.
We need only a place to sleep and to escape from your ceaseless chatter.
My tongue is an unbridled horse, master, but I beg your indulgence for a moment only. Surely I would never forgive myself should I let you pass by a bargain which will gladden your heart. Permit me to show you a few priceless treasures which will make your soul long to possess them.
My soul longs only for rest.
But deign to look at this, my lord. Gold from India, set with turquoise from Chaldea,
Let me see.
and a necklace of pure silver, hand-wrought by a master craftsman of Egypt.
How lovely. Let me see.
It's an inn, not bazaar.
I live but to please my guests, to spread beauty before them, to please the eye, as well as the appetite.
And to squeeze the last penny any warfare unlucky enough to fall into your clutches. Get those worthless objects back to this robber.
But you promised me a trinket. You promised it to her and said nothing about it to me?
Now see what you've done!
You did promise it. I heard you. And since when have you taken sleeping with your eyes open? If she is to have a gift, I will have one also.
If I spoke to... Now see what you've done!
If you would back yourself with jewels, find a man who would marry you, if you can. You hear? Are you going to stand there and let your wife heap scorn upon the head of your own sister?
Keep the trinkets then! And when I die, I shall be buried in the potter's field because of selfishness and greed of both of you! We'll scratch the price later, but I warn you, if you ever come up before Coral Luck and have the pleasure of trying you, I shall take the son you name and just 100-fold on your thick hide!
Master, all that I have is practically yours.
Enough! I'm a patient man. There's limits to all things. Show us our rooms!
This way, illustrious one, this way.
Do you see what I mean, Celeste? Nothing but complaints and arguments. Selfishness, greed, vanity.
Wait. Something is going on. Didn't you hear what they were saying about Caesar?
Sure, I heard them complaining about Caesar. They're always complaining about something.
But this is... Oh, I am such a fool. It's been years since the Jews have not been their own masters. The Romans are in charge, and Herod, the Gentile, is the ruler.
So what?
Don't you remember the prophecy? The scepter shall not pass from the tribe of Judah till he come, the expectation of the nations. And this is Bethlehem. And now Bethlehem art the little one among the thousands of Judah. Out of thee shall he come forth. And remember the new star everyone was talking about last week? I think this is it. I really do.
I still don't know. This lot is not exactly the brightest. And they have hearts as cold as the polar ice caps. If he did come, it would be more probable that they would ignore the whole incredible thing, or worse, reject him.
Oh, let's hope not. Let's pray they will not. He's coming to save them. They must not. Hey, I hear music. Let us go.
Would you scream the roof down our ears?
He was the boy, the most beautiful boy you ever saw. And you should have seen the look on that dear little mother's face as she gazed at him in her arms. More shame to you, husband, that you could find no room for them in the inn.
What would you have me do? Turn out an officer of Caesar Augustus? Ask a silk merchant to sleep outside? Kick a magistrate and his family into the street? I gave them all I had.
A manger with the sheep and cows, a fine place for a mother and her firstborn child, and for such a mother and such a child.
I put in new fresh straw, didn't I? Is it my fault that everyone in creation has decided to stop here for the night? You should be glad business is doing so good. Forget the mother and the child. You had best employ your time to see that the bird does not burn.
The profits of business are a poor replacement for love and kindliness towards our fellow beings. Is a haunch of meat more to you than a mother and her child? I will take this bread to her, and I will make a sop of milk also. I am sure she's in need of nourishment. Poor
Remember,
dear.
that will be extra on the bill.
You are a walking money bag, always greedy to be filled.
So I'm a money bag now, am I? And but a fortnight ago, you called me a poor provider. A man who could not even afford his wife a new garment.
I didn't ask for it at the expense of common decency, even if it was a tirade. Mark me, husband, anything happens to either the babe or his mother, you'll live to regret it. You'll tear your hair and beat your breast in shame and remorse.
What is going on here?
Nothing, good miss. My wife and I were just having a little discussion.
Well, for the sake of my hearing, I would not care to be within earshot when you were really quarreling.
My wife is a very determined miss. Impetuous, unreasonable, and demanding.
Well, exercise your authority on her, if you can, or none of us will get any sleep tonight.
What a night. What a night.
Landlord, my mistress desires a return to 200 bills.
Tell your mistress it is an honor to serve her. And that'll be extra on the bill. You'll need 2 hands to it.
Thank you.
Well, landlord, is our room prepared?
I've held up for you, good sirs, though I've been tempted to charge you 100 times the sum you're paying.
It is well you did not betray us.
I swear the thought never crossed my mind. Will you care for a bit of bread and cheese?
We have already supped, but I have a broken stirrup strap. Fetch me a piece of leather that I may mend it.
At once, sir. I shall lend wings to my feet.
Well, I am glad that business is settled, but it goes hard with me to give good money to a robber to keep from being robbed.
What else is there to do? If you would have your caravan across the desert safely, either you'd give money to Ali bin Hassan to keep the Arabs from robbing you, or you'd hire soldiers to go along with you to protect you from the Arabs.
And too often the soldiers are but robbers in disguise.
It appears, friend, that we 3 are the only honest men left in this world.
New and green. It will stretch to the ground before I reach the northern gate of Bethlehem.
I swear it is not, sir. New it is, but well tanned. I saw to it myself.
Well, I will accept that as a gift, a gesture of hospitality from my host.
But you cannot expect me to give it to you if it does not please you.
It will suffice until I can procure better.
Landlord, are you trying to starve me until I shall be too weak to quit this miserable inn of yours?
It is ready, master. Even now it is being placed upon a platter, nut brown and steaming hot.
What did I tell you about their selfishness? He didn't even have the decency to give a poor mother a place to give birth to a child. I'd like to give him a piece of my mind. Be quiet! I hear something.
Do you hear music? Yes, 'tis a strange tune. Must be drifting downwards from the shepherds in the hill.
Listen.
The cheer from everywhere, fill the near. Oh, the happiness. Sing songs for Christmas is here. Merry, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Woman, and what have we here?
A blanket, Amos. A blanket to cover the newborn child. The night is cold and he shivers.
He shivers. I shiver when I think of the way you recklessly squander my money and possessions. Fine, take it. But remember, that'll be extra on... never mind.
Is it a man-child that is born, good mother?
Indeed it is, sir. Of Mary, the wife of Joseph of the house of David. The most beautiful boy, sir. And when I picked him up but a moment ago, it seemed he smiled at me.
Sarah! Sarah!
Coming, dear! Had he 4 hands and 6 legs, he would still fall for me like a newborn calf.
There are times, my friend, when I rejoice that my business takes me far afield. It gives me a rest from my own wife's tongue.
I pity you. Mine is as gentle and sweet as a cooing dove.
Then why did you not bring her along? How will you account for her when you go up to be taxed?
She journeyed before me with my brothers, turned a house for me near the temple.
You are indeed favored. Mine follows me with her relations. She drives me before her with the clattering of her tongue. What wretchedness we endure in this life of ours. It makes one wonder why we celebrate with such gladness the birth of a child. Take this child, the landlady told us off. I don't even know this Mary and Joseph, yet my heart was moved at a sudden gladness at the birth of their child, as if it were my own.
Mine was also.
And mine. And at the same time, I felt a certain anger that he was not. For if he were my own, he would have less to suffer than this child, who from the first moment of his birth bears upon himself the harsh hand of nature and of men. But let us see, speaking of these things, it is that music that bewitched us. I haven't been the same since. It makes me uneasy.
The music or but we are definitely bewitched. Hopefully a night's rest will clear our heads. Such seriousness frightens me. Good night, friends.
See, Beatrice, they're not completely heartless. The woman can't feel pity for the shivering babe.
Common decency, that's all. Who is the landlord? A heart of stone he has.
Even he might give way to grace. Love knows how to work on such heart. But I begin to wonder about this child. The woman was at the house of David. And did you notice the strange ways those men were talking? It makes me... Come on now.
Patience, I come. Is it necessary to batter down the house? What a night. What a night. The room is full. There is no room. Masters, the light of your presence illumines my poor inn. Will you not seat yourselves here and rest from your journey? Mayhap a jug of milk and some dates as gold the sun will refresh you? I pray, masters, you are not seeking lodging. My head is in the dust before you, but there is not sufficient space for a lamb to lie down. Even this floor here is taken by men in the courtyard, now seeing to their horses. As I hope for heaven, sirs, this is true.
Peace. Peace be unto you and unto this household.
And unto you, peace.
Landlord, does a woman lodge here with a man-child newborn?
Man-child?
Masters, how did you know?
The stars told us, good woman.
The stars?
We are from the east. There, upon the roofs of our temple, we study the movements of the heavenly bodies.
A star led us to this place.
I saw it, larger than my 2 hands, right overhead.
There it is, right over my inn, as bright as the sun.
It has guided us across trackless deserts. At first we thought it led us to Jerusalem.
Where Herod said we were to bring him word if we found the child.
Herod? The governor?
I told you were making a mistake. You should have found room for them.
How was I to know? They were just like other travelers. I only told them the truth. There wasn't any room. I even told them to go on. The next inn isn't 5 miles up the road.
5 miles! And that poor little mother, ready to drop with weariness. But not a word of complaint did she make. And her husband so worried about her, and so kind and protecting.
Then they are not here?
They must be. The star hasn't moved in its course since an hour after sunset.
Oh, they are here, good sirs. And if you will wait a bit, until I let them know, I'll bring them right in.
Stop. We will go to them, for we have come a long way to see the child and to worship before him.
What? What did you say?
Does not one worship a king?
King? You mean that the child is...
King of the world, so said the stars.
Even Herod desires to worship him.
I told you you'd regret it.
But I don't understand.
Did not one of your prophets say, Thou Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, art not at least among the princes of Judah? For out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people.
And you think that baby is the one? You're sure you're not mistaken?
Amos?
The stars do not lie to those who have penetrated their mysteries.
They foretold the day of his birth many months ago, and the place where he was to be born.
And that sign showed us that miracles would attend his coming.
And that he was destined to be lifted above all men. And in years to come, all the people of the earth would bow down before him.
That is why we have journeyed hither, enduring burning heat and thirst and dangers from both men and beasts, that we may behold him with our own eyes.
And that great star you saw in the heavens went always before us. And we knew that the prophecy was true.
Show us the child, where he brought gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
Come with me. I will show you to the lodge where this husband of mine put them.
In my ignorance, I did it. If aught I said to Herod, I shall be undone.
remember, the kings of Tharsis and the island shall offer gifts, and the kings of the Arabians and the Saba shall bring presents.
Pardon, master, one moment only, until I see who comes. I wonder at this music commotion. 1,000 pardons. Out! Out of my inn! Do you not see my exalted guests? You pollute the very air they breathe.
But the child! Is the child here? We have come to see the child. Where is he?
Yes, where is he? We must see him at once.
You, too, have heard of him?
It was this way, masters. We were watching our flocks on yonder hills, and the sheep were feeding. They were restless. We must thought they were prowling beasts abroad.
David here even played his pipe to quiet them.
They were restless at first, and then they calmed and went on feeding as is their custom. It was a fine, mild night, as you masters may have noted.
Never mind about the weather. Get on with your story.
There was a light, bright as midday.
Right out of the heavens.
And then we saw an angel! An angel? In the air above us, all shining and glorious.
Not one, but hundreds.
And we were afraid.
Are you trying to tell us that a great light came from the sky, and with it an angel of the Lord?
That we are, master. And the angel said, "Fear not."
I wasn't afraid.
You trembled so ye shook to the ground.
Is this all the angel said?
No, master. He said, "Fear not."
Those were the first words.
Then he said, "Behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, until this day in Bethlehem." He said, "In the city of David
Is born a Savior, which is Christ the Lord.
Was this all? By no means. He said, "And this shall be a sign unto you. Ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger."
A manger?
You see, even the Lord knew what you had done.
And suddenly, there's with the angel a multitude of heavenly hosts, praising God and saying, "Glory to God in the highest,
And on earth peace to men and goodwill."
It is the King.
Let us go to him.
I will lead you, masters, right this way.
Woe is me! I'm a dead man. First Herod, and now the Almighty. What a night! What a night!
What wonderful thing has come to pass? Everything is true that the prophecy has foretold. A virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, God with us. What a night!
Landlord, what is going on here? From whence does this music come?
Is there a festival?
Depths of my soul.
It was so earlier this evening, but has become more distinct and convincing, it seemed to say. There is hope for you men now. Amen.
It is the song of one who holds the power to take the bitterness from our selfishness and petty concerns. Aye, even from our malice, if only we surrender to his voice.
Yes, it is the song of hope, peace, and love, even amidst suffering. It is the song of the newborn child, the song of God made man.
Listen, it is coming near.
Look in the meadow.
Angels!
And they beckon to us. Come, let us also go and adore our King.
Come and adore this child, O men. So meek, so poor, so small. Yet infinite in love, O men. This love will conquer all. He's flesh and blood like us, O men, alike in all but sin. Our cares he takes himself, O men, so victory we can win.
Come and adore your King, ye men. Worldly cares must wait God on high. Come and adore your God, my sons. Give thanks to his Father and praise. For he has sent his child, my sons. our voices to him we raise. What need have we to sign, my sons? It was he who was promised of old. Have confidence in him, my sons, a child your God behold.
Thank you very much. If you'd like to take some cast pictures, I know that families usually like to do that.
No flash. No flash.
Alrighty. Just before we wrap up here today, I wanted to thank you for coming, but also to thank a few of the many individuals who helped to make our play possible. I'd like to start with our audio visual. I've been involved with several plays over the last 9 years of priesthood, and this is by far the most impressive that I've ever seen. So thank you to Luis Garcia. If Luis, if he is here, please come to the front. Luis Garcia. Yes. Thank you very much. We'd also like to thank another important individual who helped get all of our costumes ready, led by Lewis's mom, Mrs. Garcia. Thank you so much. Thank you to all of our staff, all of our teachers who put in a lot of time, especially from Monday onwards. The children have really come a very long ways in many different areas. So thank you to our staff for that. And finally, thank you to our play director and vice principal, Mrs. Julie Corton. Thank you very much.